The Carroll Herald, August 20th, year of 1879. The History of the Strawberry. An interesting article on the strawberry in the Gentleman's Magazine contains the following historical information about that fruit. We have no evidence at all that the strawberry was cultivated by either the Greeks or Romans. During the long lapse of years, the berry flourished in our English woods, a food for peasants, abiding the time when its leaves should become symbolical of the higher grades of nobility, and its fruits strike the fancy of the unscrupulous prince, when wading to a throne through a deep current of blood. We, of course, allude to the well-known episode in the play of Richard III, in which Gloucester, when intent on murderous designs against Hastings, turns to the Bishop of Ely and says, "My Lord of Ely, when I was last in Holborn, I saw good strawberries in your garden there. I do beseech you, send for some of them." Now, this incident is taken almost verbatim from Holinshed and proves that strawberries must have been cultivated in gardens as early as 1480. Just fancy a garden of 40 acres on the north side of Holborn, nearly opposite the spot where Albert the Good now unceasingly bows his compliments to the passer-by on the viaduct. Another allusion to strawberries in Shakespeare occurs in Henry IV, Act 1, Scene 1, when, speaking of the young king, the Bishop of Ely says, "The strawberry grows underneath the nettle," when the wild wood strawberry is of course referred to. Early in the 17th century, the American Virginian strawberry was introduced into both France and England, and probably into Western Europe generally. The newcomers do not appear, however, to have thriven, and nearly 2 centuries had still to elapse before, by means of seedlings and hybridization, our gardeners produced the magnificently improved fruit which now gratifies all our senses but hearing. For who has not wished, during the strawberry season, that we heard of the fruit a little less in the vernacular of the costermonger? To the anti-American period, by the reference to the habitat of the strawberry, if not by its date of composition, belongs the nursery ballad, in which the man of the wilderness is subjected to the withering retort, abounding in Attic salt, but not more severe than such an ultramarine question deserved. The man of the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grew in the sea? I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herrings grew in the wood. Henry Butts, in his very interesting work, Dwight's Dry Dinner, published 1599, does not allude to strawberries at all, though most other fruits are mentioned. Caspar Buchan, in his Synax, mentions but 5 varieties of the berry. It is only in the catalogue of Jean Robin, botanist to Louis XIII, that the Virginia strawberry is first specified by name, year of 1624. During the course of the 18th century, no marked improvement took place in strawberry culture. The Fregalia virginiana maintained its position, but it did not prove generally successful, nor did the Fregalia chiliensis for some time after its introduction into Europe. This strawberry was brought to France in the year 1716. 7 plants were shipped from Chile and were kept alive during the voyage to the Old World by water, which was saved from the limited quantity meted out to the ship's company and passengers owing to a shortness of supply. This Chile strawberry was probably transported by the Spanish colonists from Mexico, and its original habitat was the western shores of the American continent. This variety is probably the parent of the California species, and from this so-called Chile strawberry, most of our modern favorites derive their origin. And the pine-flavored strawberries in general certainly trace descent from this stock. With the beginning of the present century, the strawberry began to assume the proud position which it now maintains among English fruits. The first marked improvements produced were seedlings from American species, the roseberry in 1810, the downton in 1816, the Grove End scarlet in 1820, Keen's seedling in 1823, the Elton pine in 1828, while Myatt followed shortly afterward with his pine, Prince Albert, Eliza, and British Queen. Since the appearance of these improved kinds, various seedlings and hybrids have been produced, which it would exceed our space even to enumerate. Some have established a great and permanent reputation, while others have been raised which have been found not to repay cultivation. The fruit was called by us English by the name of strawberry long before any patent, slug traps, or truss secures were thought expedient for the well-being of the fruit. It has been irrefutably proved that the origin of the syllable straw is the Anglo-Saxon strawhen, to strew, to scatter, and that the fruit is called strawberry or straying berry from the erratic nature of its runners.